G'day everyone, Jason Nunn from Fisherman's Warehouse Marine, Sweet Street at Warners Bay, your Newcastle Honda Marine dealer. Thursday day, stunning day. Bit foggy this morning. Tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, absolutely perfect with the next southerly due on Monday. But really this weekend is all about going fishing. We just haven't had the opportunity to do so. Fortunately for us, and not so fortunate for the mid-north coast and southeast Queensland area, we didn't really get that volume of water and wind and just the terrible weather that happened on that cyclone. So very, very fortunate. But Sunday didn't seem such a bad day. It was just, there was no consistency sort of with it. The offshore situation at the moment, still a lot of current out wide, but because we didn't get that big stir up, I just don't think that it's going to have rolled that water over. It's going to be really interesting come Saturday, Sunday. We're going to have a bit of a look Saturday out, probably not quite as far as the shelf, but just in that mid-range, still 3 to 4 knots of current in to around about 65 fathoms. So hopefully at about 65 it's not so bad, but definitely out on 100 fathoms, it's just still ripping down the coast. It's still a lot of marlin south, so hopefully we still see a few blacks and stripes out there. Really going to be looking for some dolphin fish, hopefully around some of the fads, definitely, you know, the Swansea fad, Newcastle fad, or even down towards Terrigal. Haven't had any reports of kings or anything down at Terrigal yet. It's probably still a little bit early, more something around about that May, June, because I have had a few questions on that. I think it's a great opportunity to do a bit of fishing on the inshore fishery. The water is very, very clear on the beaches at the moment. It's around about 22.5 to 23 degrees. Very, very consistent. You've got that full moon. Actually tonight, it's a blood moon coming through tonight. So the tides are going to be perfect. There's build up to the full moon tonight, then flowing in for the weekend. Great tides. You've got a 10 o'clock on Saturday, 1.77. That's a beautiful tide. And 4 o'clock in the afternoon, around about 0.4. So we've got a really good tidal exchange happening this weekend, which is absolutely perfect. There'll be definitely trag and reds on these inshore reefs. We're starting to see quite a few tailor now offshore, and as a result, we've already started to see a lot of flathead now start to move out on that situation. So basically, it's going to be just a look and see game, but I really think you'll get some really good reds along the coastal strip. The wider area, particularly out on the farm where the dollies will be on the fad, is still going to be worth a fish for some of those bigger reds. But I'm hoping that there's a few dolphin fish for the guys that do want to venture out. The rocks, great opportunity this weekend to get down there early. Some big tailor on the ocean rocks, and there's the opportunity as well for a few reds. And there's been a huge increase in bream along the system. The beaches, it didn't look too bad. I had a bit of a look at the beaches a couple of days ago. It wasn't as bad. There was a few nice gutters and a few nice banks, so it wasn't gouged out because we didn't get that giant swell. So tailor, flathead, bream in particular, and whiting on the coastal beaches, and a really nice tide on Saturday afternoon, even tomorrow afternoon, as that tide hits the bottom of the tide and starts to pick up, running up to the moon. Absolutely ideal. My good mate Johnny Frith, caught up to him through the week, came down to Warners Bay to catch up. He's been getting some beautiful bream shore base. Absolutely perfect. Fishing of an evening, I must say, but some really nice bream up to around about 40 centimetres. But as John made mention, not a lot of condition, and most of the fish that he caught, and he did catch one really nice red too, I might add, were very, very lean, but they're travelling fish. So all of these travelling bream that I talk about, little heads, big high backs on them, have now started to move into the system. So there's a lot of bream in the system at the present moment. Still a few whiting because there's not a lot of discolour to the water, and still a few flathead. I seen a report on Facebook there yesterday. Salmon in the lake, that's probably those guys that just seem to live here 24/7 nowadays working bait schools, but no tailor. It's spasmodic, and there's a few tailor here and a few tailor there. There's a lot of small ones, 30, 35s, the odd bigger one, but no real consistency. I think most of the tailor at the present are off the rocks and on these offshore reefs, particularly areas like the dumping ground, that sort of stuff, fishing well. I've had some good reports, however, in on the Hunter. There's a lot of prawns coming out of the Hunter at the moment, but there's a lot of flathead and school mulloway, a lot of undersized fish at the present, I must say, in the Hunter River. So a good opportunity if you want to change it up a bit and get into the harbour itself. The odd king still around, and still some really nice squid throughout the system. I noticed basically every morning since it's fined up this week, quite a few boats in the afternoon and the morning in Swansea Channel jigging for squid to take them back down to the bridge. The weather looks perfect, guys. I think this is the weekend that we've waited for quite some time. You've got northerly winds, not a lot of swell, and perfect conditions. Get out there, send me plenty of reports. We're going to have a look ourselves. I'll see you next week.